Hello, whiskey folk. Welcome everybody. Sorry to be a couple of minutes late. I was setting up here frantically trying to get a connection. The connection's really strong, but for some reason, the hotel won't allow us to do video over their network. So we are currently streaming this live stream, this vPub, over the 4G network. Going to be pretty expensive, but I wanted to really get the word out to you and summarise everything that I've been up to with the Scotch Test Dummies over the last week. Of course, you're wondering where they are, and I'm just going to pull them in now. Boys, if you unmute and come in and join us here, just unmute yourself, come in and say hello to all the whiskey folk that's waiting, please.
It's not working. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All we have is audio.
Like we can see you. I don't think you can hear us.
I think. Can you see me spanking Scott? I'm spanking him. Can you see this? He's flossing.
He can't hear us.
Switch on your camera, boys.
All right.
Hey.
I wasn't really spanking him.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This has been a frantic but fantastic week.
You said but. See, that's what's been getting him all week.
Unnecessary cuss words. It's been a fantastic week. It's been super, super busy, and we've been fighting with technology from start to finish, right?
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, trying to get connection, trying to get data. Of course, I had a huge breakdown this week when I left my phone on the roof of my car and drove away around Loch and Dal and left the phone bouncing along behind the car. Just been that kind of week. But despite all the technology battles, what's it been like, boys?
Awesome.
It's been fantastic. It's been
great week.
Wonderful to view my country through the eyes of Scott and Bart and see them just kind of look around their first time in Scotland, take them to the places that I love so dearly, and try and kind of have them have the same connection as me. And for the most part, I think it's been pretty successful. We haven't done too much. We've tried to keep the pace light and not kind of stress ourselves and run around and do too many things. So let's jump into the chat really quickly, because I know everybody's keen to figure out.
Can I move that? Did that kill it?
No, we're good. I'll pull this up here. I'll make it big so we can all read, right?
And apologize just in case
it makes it big.
Video jumps around a little bit. Roy's Wi-Fi is not real great, so
let's see what they're saying. You've got comments up as well, yeah? Good.
They're scrolling, rolling right through.
Let's make it a bit bigger for the old boys' eyes like us.
Paid the extra money for the faster connection, and then it wouldn't let you just upload upstream.
Yep. So they'll be getting a complaint about that, but we're here, and it seems to be working, right? It seems to be working. We're okay. Let's see who's in. Whiskey Franco's in. Good to see you, my friend Jason the Mash and Drum, you star. Bart's flying the colours. The Whiskey Dram is in. David A. Triquetra UK. Fantastic, my friend. Of course, we got to welcome you in Glasgow last weekend. Bart Damon, Malt Chronicles. My cousin Kevin Grant, you star. You helped us out last weekend as well. Gregor McQuee is in from Oregon. I think Gregor's in Oregon.
All right.
Gregor from France is in as well. Good to see you, my friend. Welsh is in. Good to see you, Welsh. Macallan Fine and Rare.
Ooh.
You superstar. Have you already poured?
I did.
Well,
I did also.
Well, I'm sitting with an empty glass, so I'm going to save that until until you're ready to share it with me.
Okay. Right,
so Macallan Fine and Rare gifted me that bottle of Kalila as a birthday gift when he was in Glasgow. He's just such a lovely, lovely man. We burst it open while we were on Islay and absolutely loved it, my friend. So we'll have a wee glass of that in a minute and share with you what we think.
Put a little of this back. I got some.
At the
could do with a bigger water glass. Mark Goins is in. James McGoran, Go Habs, Ebhead Rolf, Michael Johnson, Lee Woodrow, Multi Talkie, Ardbaggy, Andy's in. You star. Kilted Moose, good to welcome you in, Scott.
Like
fantastic.
Like that, right?
Amy is in. Superb. Amy, great to see you. Michael Porter, Bourbon Professor. Jez Batty is here. Well, the crowd is all here. Society Dweller looks like a new name. You're very welcome. Good to have you joining us from this Edinburgh hotel. Zach Andrews, you star. Good to have you in. George Kaplan, good to see you, George. Stephen Davison, Carl Van Wallingham. Good to see you, Carl.
And his wife, Anne.
Whiskey Hay, Dwayne Large, Chris the Last Drop. Kresimir is in. How would you pronounce Kresimir's surname? I would say Jelchich. Yelchich.
No, if
Yeah,
you really
right.
want to know, it's JL Sick. That's how it's done, baby, right there.
Okay,
Phonetically.
good to have you, Kresimir. Good to have you in, my friend. Whiskey Wednesdays and Phil, you star. Good to have you in. Good to welcome you here. Sean McGuire, Aaron McFault. Good to have you in, my friend. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Let's just move around these windows so I can manage everything. We're looking okay. It's looking a wee bit blurry, isn't it? But it doesn't matter as long as
it's going to stay that way.
yeah, as long as you can hear us, we should be okay.
Just try a little. Just wet your palate. A little bit of that. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slant you folks. Cheers, everyone. This smells of violet to me.
Oh
See
no!
Dwayne Large?
Smoky.
Did you have something else in there?
Nope.
No.
No, he's sipping yours.
That's not smoky.
Well,
It's not Isla.
the glasses. Did you
It's
clean the
just water.
glasses?
I did not.
Oh, that's about
Oh
it.
no, that's mine. I was
Right.
sipping out of that. There's no peat in that.
Which
Keep her going.
which am I supposed to be drinking?
Just
This?
Mine.
It
I said.
is.
What
Yeah.
I just said. What
He wants you to sip it. And then you're going
Just
to
take a
hand it
little
to
sip.
me, and I'm going to shoot it.
Smell that. Tell me if you smell any peat.
There's no peat in that.
If that's the glasses I brought up, there's peat in those glasses. They're dirty glasses.
That was a sample that was given to me by James Hope at the tasting the other night.
That's old whiskey.
With
It's
the
old.
London Whiskey Club. That is a 29-year-old Glen Grant, bottled by Adelphi at 56.3%. And it is delicious.
And I'm also going to tell you that there's peat in it.
It sounded like so there's pee in it.
You don't get any peat in that?
No.
James, come in and tell us if there's any peat in your 29-year-old Glen Grant. Regardless of whether there's peat there or not, it's absolutely delicious.
Stunning.
It's gorgeous.
Stunning. Don't put more in it. We're going to have some.
I am. Well, how's that too?
And I have to say,
Can't have a drink.
as much fun as we've
You're
had,
telling me what to do.
as much fun as we've had over the last few days, the whiskies that we've had have been sublime, right?
Sublime.
Absolutely gorgeous,
Yes.
gorgeous whiskies. For people that tell you that whiskey used to be good in the old days and it's hard to get good whiskey nowadays, don't listen. We need to. I brought a little pad, a foam pad there.
Oh, it's there. Sorry, I stole it.
That might help the noise for everyone. There we go. So let's see what the folks are asking us, see what they want to know. Chris Banks Wildlife is in. Good to have you, Chris. Hi guys, bet you enjoyed Isla. Wonderful place.
Got a modified food quig you were doing there. It was
Yeah,
like
that's
what I
right.
call the subtle food quig.
Yeah, it's just water.
It's all in the wrist. Are you ready?
This is for Macallan Fine and Rare. This is for my friend for sharing this fantastic dram with us.
You didn't want it.
You need
yet.
to finish
He
that
said, I
first.
can't tell him what to do. Whoa!
Oh, Rolf, you star. What are you doing? Feeding the 4G.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Virtual
Did you
dram.
guys fill up your extra suitcase yet?
We did.
Yes. Yep.
Not that much though. We
No,
were.
it's close. It's
We
going to be
paced
close.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be close.
I bought 2 bottles. I only bought 2, but I'm a lot closer to you guys. Sorry, a lot closer than you guys. The Whiskey Bowman, Chris is in. Good to see you, Chris. So which has been your favourite distillery tour this week? Let's talk about that. Because we got, just to do a quick summary, we arrived, we went to Ardbeg first, then on the Monday we went to Bunnahabhain, and then we just did
First dram on first distillery tour, first dram or Big Ten for me.
That was
good.
it. That
Good
was
call.
your opener, yes.
Mhm.
We just dropped by Kilcoman in the afternoon, quickly on the way to Mahir Bay. Then on the Tuesday morning, we went to Lagavulin and we did the warehouse tour with Ian MacArthur. Then we drove from Lagavulin all the way to Inverness. We did Tomatin the day after and then shot across to Ballindalloch in Speyside. And then this morning, finally finishing up at Macallan. And then just kind of driving around and doing a few kind of sites and things. We just didn't want to kind of continually do just distilleries only, but that's where we've been. So what was the favorite tour? I know what the answer is.
Said I was right. It sounded like you said there's a bit of pee in there. Yeah, you do know what the answer is. So go ahead.
A bit of pee in it.
Yeah, a bit of peat in it. He peed in it.
The best tour? Where we had the most fun, I'd say.
Bunnahabhain,
Bunnahabhain. Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah. Just standard tour. We just did a standard route tour around Bunnahabhain, but then immediately it was followed up by the warehouse tour. and I witnessed these guys settle into the Isla pace of life. And what did you say to me?
Well, which time?
Yeah, you said there is no time limit. We could spend all day
you said,
here.
Right,
stay here.
I don't care what we do. I don't care if we can just stay here for the rest of the day.
Well, we wandered away. We actually went off the grounds and we're walking along a craggy knoll, and just relaxing and enjoying the view of the sound of Jura.
Jura. I was working. You were chilling out, and I was working hard.
Yes, yeah, because at one point I heard a bzzz, and a drone came screaming in at us.
So I'm everywhere trying to capture video. I'm trying to do kind of a fly on the wall type, following the dummies around. I've constantly got a camera in their face. I'm trailing along behind them. When they were relaxing around the headland, around northeast of Ireland, things like that, I'm flying drones and things, trying to capture the landscape and the distillery, what these guys are doing and things.
The guy is fearless with his drone. I mean, it was out far, like 100 yards or more out over the ocean. If it suddenly bloop, 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 it would have been gone. I'm like, fearless.
I was risking it. At the start of the week, I was really nervous with it. By the time we were filming on the Spear River today, I was flying it along, just like skimming across the river and things.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get any usable footage at all, so don't get too excited. But what I wanted to do as I'm following these guys around was to be able to share a sense of place and context and scale and environment and things. And I think this is a good time of year to come because, the weather, we were okay with weather. A couple of wet days.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
We kept saying, I thought you guys said it rains here.
Well, it does.
And then it finally did.
Which
is fine.
We got a couple of days of rain. Yeah. But I think in May, everything turns green again. And it takes May for the lushness to come back to the Scottish landscape again. And that's happened now. And I think the landscape is looking pretty lush and green. Lots of sheep around the place. It was good. It was really good. So I wanted to try and capture some of that with the drone. I hope I caught some footage. It's worthwhile.
Scott scared a ewe and her lamb at one point in time. He started speaking the sheep language, and they fled.
I gave him a couple little.
Yeah, he was,
first a little.
You got their attention.
The youngin looked up at him.
Yeah,
I was kind of like,
"Oh,
what the hell is that,
Papa?"
And I went, and the mama turned and looked.
And all of a sudden, there was like a blip, and they were up and gone.
She
baby.
grabbed the youngin and off they went.
Threat, danger close. He's looking at some mutton.
The good sign is there. I don't know how to call sheep.
I have to say this Kalila is absolutely fabulous, and I've not even sipped it yet. You can see, Doc, it's not whiskey till it's shared. So this was burst open, and I also gave a wee share of this to Bill, and we got to share it over there. And obviously it was extra special being able to pop this open and share it really close to Kalila. Now, we never got to go and see Kalila, did we?
Yep.
We were close by, but the way we're looking at this is not going to be. Can we agree that right now? I'm not fed up with you guys. Hopefully, you're not fed up with me.
Absolutely not.
We've been in close quarters for a week,
yeah.
but it's been really, really good fun. And this was always intended to be a toe in the water traveling dummies tour.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've already started to devise future plans.
Well, and that kind of leads it. Prestige Liquids asks, was there anything you guys missed out on that you wanted to do?
Sure.
Our goal, and you set up everything. We kind of told you, hey, we're going to be there for, Sunday through Friday. We don't want to be rushed. We know we can't hit every distillery. We're thinking maybe 1 or 2 distilleries a day because we didn't want the go. We got to get packed up. We got to get here. We got to be there by 2. We got to get done so we can get over here.
We're in the middle of a sip. Put it down. Put it down. Go. We got to go.
How many distilleries did we tour? 5? 1 a day?
Yeah, I think so.
That was perfect. It was a perfect pace. Mm-hmm. Could we have done more? Yes. Mm-hmm. Did we want to do more? No.
No, we even saw other people. They'd tell them, I've got to leave.
Yeah.
Got to go over to another distillery mid-tour. Got to go. Bye.
Yeah.
And that's often, I think, the biggest mistake that people make is they try to cram, perhaps because it's a bucket list tour, a once-in-a-lifetime thing, I understand completely. But we at no point did we intend this to be a one-off,
Right.
a one-time only thing. It was going to be, like I say, a test or a toe in the water. And it was nice just to marinate in the atmosphere, right, a little bit in the landscape, just walk around.
And not just go distillery to distillery, look at whiskey, look at, stills and mash tuns. I wanted to see scenery as well and see Scotland.
Well, I thought you were a little crazy when we went out to Macure Bay. All right, before we get to this beach, now it's nice, but it's not like beach nice. And we're walking over these bluffs. There's no trees or anything, and the wind's whipping. And I'm like, wow, we're bringing chairs. You're going to see the chairs. The chairs became somewhat synonymous with us sitting down and ensconcing wherever we were. And then we somehow come over this deal, drop down onto this beach, and it's a beautiful beach. And we're sitting there and because we're down slightly, the wind was down. We set up these chairs, and we're having some drams on the beach watching the waves come in. There's only probably 10 people walking dogs and stuff, and they'd come by and greet us and stuff. I mean, it was just wonderful. I was like, wow, this is great. And then you said, no, take your shoes off, get in the water. We went, what? And then it was all crazy land again. We're like, what are you talking about? We just got on the sand. I thought this was crazy. And what do you mean water? And then you got to do it. It's for the show. And so we're taking the shoes off, rolling up the pants. Scott's realizing the water's cold. And then we wander into the water. And then Scott's like, it ain't bad. It's not bad. And 5 minutes later, not even that. Oh, whoa. Can't feel my left pinky toe.
You stayed in the longest.
I did. I had to stay in longer. Yeah. Went in a little deeper into the water, but it was cold.
It was bloody cold. And I remember even last year when the weather was super, super hot, Jimmy Jazz has sent across a virtual dram as well. Jimmy, thank you so much. You, I am now free of college tuition payments, and I am coming next year. Yes. Start filling the piggy bank for when they come back. Jimmy Jazz, Slanchava, my friend, thank you very much for a virtual dram, and I look forward to welcoming you in Scotland next year. Cheers, big guy.
Cheers. Slancha. Nice.
Last year when we went to Macure Bay, it was myself and Bill. We were filming over there, and we'd picked up a couple of people there, and we all just walked into the water. And it was like ice stabbing your feet. It was super, super cold, even when the weather was gorgeous over on Isla last year. And it was a nice sunny day when we went this year too. But after a little while, your feet adjust. And I like to be in there and have that really, really cold feet just kind of have its effect. And afterwards, your feet feel great. Well, that's how I felt about it.
Some of the locals wandered over there like, what are you doing?
Why are you in the
water?
water?
Like, what's the guy with the cowboy hat? American? Is he American? Like, yeah.
Actually, I have to say, while Bart was wearing that hat, literally nobody in Scotland came up to him and said, where are you from?
Right.
Not a single person.
Yep, that's true. The hat and what you, Chris, and what'd you call it? The dummy mobile? What'd you call it? You had a couple names for the vehicle it's been changed and it had the logos on it.
I think it was the dummy truckster.
The dummy truckster, the dummy dummy wagon.
The dummy wagon.
The family truckster.
I don't know, but we had two things that became famous. So your vehicle had its own paparazzi that were spotting it.
That's right.
Which was amazing.
That was Claire. That was Claire the Third, wasn't it? That spotted it, or he arranged somebody. Friends, He had somebody on lookout and spotted us.
And then the hat I'm wearing. All of a sudden, people wanted to. Hey, can I try that on? Can I wear that? Yes, you can. Yeah.
A few questions about haggis. Yes. I've had it before. U.S. haggis.
Right.
It was
venison.
Good.
Yeah.
Now here I did not order like a meal of haggis, but I had chicken that was stuffed with haggis, chicken with haggis on the side. Both were very good. Better than the U.S.
Oh, yeah. I was at the Vaults and I ordered it. It was great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good.
Michael Porter's saying, I loved that shot of the hat on the barrel. That was at Tomatin in Tomatin's warehouse. The hat took on a life of its own that trip, and that shot was just iconic to me. I've just posted. I think I managed to make that post on Instagram. I'm not sure. I hope it went live. But the last of the last series, there was a moment as we were parked up in a rainy street in Speyside, where we managed to get the car and the hat in the same shot, and it was just that. It wasn't staged. It was just as I was walking back to the car, I spotted it and I
threw it
shot
up
it.
on the dash.
Yeah, the hat became a thing. And from the second that Bart arrived in Glasgow, actually, it was the hat, because I was looking through the sliding doors as to welcome him there. And as the doors would open and close, I would see the ebb and flow of people. And once it opened up and I saw this hat way above the height of everybody else walking across to get claimed at the security desk.
Oh, yeah, we got flagged over by the cops because I stood out like a sore thumb. They're like, get that guy with a hat. They're like, you with a hat, come over here. He said to hat.
Look at Eric, wait, Aqua Dummies.
Yes.
Go Habs wants to know what the best meal so far was.
Well, that's easy. That's easy for me.
Which one?
I have to say, well, no, let me think about that for a second.
That's tough because we had some
Mine
good food.
was in Inverness with Scott.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a good steak.
Yeah.
That was the chicken and haggis because we both had that.
Yeah.
I have to say, we had at Isle House, it was late. Remember, they didn't bring my salmon.
Yeah.
But when it did come, it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
We ate very well.
Yeah.
I don't feel we spent a lot of money, but I feel like the food was pretty good everywhere, right?
I've gained some
Oh,
pounds.
absolutely. Yeah.
Gained some pounds.
What was I doing everywhere?
The sticky.
Sticky pudding.
We call it the sticky.
The sticky. We nicknamed it. Yeah, I would look and I'd go, wherever we go, if they got sticky pudding, because I've never heard of it, I'm ordering it.
What's brown and sticky? A stick. Or when you're out with these guys, sticky toffee pudding, right?
Sticky toffee pudding. Everywhere I went, I would tell them I'm rating it from everywhere I go. Ours is the best. And I'd try it and go, it's good, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
So I'm back. The best was from, and name it again, the place where you had the salmon. I forget the name.
Isle House.
Yeah, the Isle House had the best sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, that's right. The caramel sauce. Yeah.
Richie Z wants to know if there were any autograph seekers. We were recognized on Isla
quite a few times.
Once did we to Matin?
No, to Matin we were suspicious that you were recognized.
Yeah,
but
she kind of waved.
Possibly.
But there were certain antics that we were getting up to that they didn't want to come any closer.
At Lagavulin, Ardbeg, Boonahaven, we had somebody come up to us there.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Roy, Dummies.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy, and I need to just shout out to Justin from Northeast USA. It was Maine he was from. Maine.
Yes, it was Maine.
And he comes down, and I'm trying to hide behind a wall to fly the drone out across Ardbeg Bay, right?
Yeah.
And the two of these guys are on the pier with
Jackie,
right? She's there with Jackie, and I'm trying to fly the drone.
And
this guy comes down with his girlfriend, and he turns around and he does a double take, and he goes, Roy. And I turn around and go, hi. And I walk over and I shake his hand and I say hello and things like that. And he said, oh, I'm a big fan of the channel. And I turned around and I said, well, you're in luck. I said, the Scotch Test Dummies are on the pier. And he's like, whoa.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It was really cool, actually. Sure. But if you're going to get recognized, we're going to get recognized in a whiskey distillery, right? Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then Lagavulin was great because the couple, and Scott will remember their names, although the guy who was originally from Portugal was named Bruno. And his wife is Tapita.
Tapita, that's right.
Yeah, Tapita from Copenhagen. And they recognized us halfway through the tasting. And then we did, and hopefully we can get it in later, we did a little interview. I don't know how much, but it was a blast with them.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was very cool. And I think that's kind of what you try to do, is leave enough space in the schedule, so that you're not stacked, and you meet those people and you can just take a seat with them and enjoy a dram and spend a bit of time getting to know them and things.
Yes.
And just kind of soak in the atmosphere. And we ended up, everybody got ushered out of the Lagavulin premises, and we said, look, we've started to shoot.
Well, who did you explain that to?
Ian MacArthur.
Right.
Yeah. I said, we've just started to do a wee interview here, a wee sit down with these people. And he said, do you know your way out?
Yep.
I said, yes, I know my way. He said, carry on.
And Ian poured 21-year-old Lagavulin over Scott's head.
Right.
21-year exclusively Oloroso sherry matured Lagavulin.
Yep.
It soaked into my hat.
Yeah,
Scott was baptized with 21-year-old Lagavulin. Right. It was wonderful. Kieran, Richard May from Plymouth, who you met him and his partner Sandy. Was it Sandy? I've been forgetting her name all the time.
Yeah.
And he's saying, gentlemen, now Kieran May is Richard, of course. So, gentlemen, a pleasure to have met you all. Enough said. Well,
awesome.
A wee virtual dram as well, Richard. Thank you so much. Slanjava, Richard. It was lovely to meet you both. And hello to Kieran. How are you, buddy? All right?
Yep. Sláinte.
Ooh. I don't want to put anything else in this glass.
Yeah,
I'm even trying
I
to keep
just
up with all
stepped
the
away from
comments.
it. It's beautiful.
Just the comments that are highlighted to us. I'm trying to keep up with everyone. I can't.
Well, you and I can
Rolling.
both try and keep up with the ones that's highlighted. Blissful Mr.
Yeah.
D is saying Scottish Dummies, awesome to see this becoming reality. It was a dream come true. For me, it really was. Sláinte and enjoy.
I like the retirement homes question on Isla.
I have to go one more day to work tomorrow, and on Monday I'm in Ireland for holidays. Let me just, before you mention it, talk about the retirement homes. Let me mention one thing quickly, because that's true. And I said it at the tasting. There is a bit of a dream element for me, because we have to remember in 2016, I'm watching these guys as a fan, as sitting at home enjoying your content and loving what you're bringing. Our baggies just sent out a virtual dram as well. Thank you for helping me keep up the 4G piggy bank, Andy. You were an absolute star for us last week at the tasting. You were a superb barman, you along with JJ helping us out, and Sevi. Fantastic stuff.
And he
Andy
bought some great drams.
never ever step foot inside my country again without letting me know. You're a star, buddy. Thank you so much for the virtual dram. Andy saying, hey guys, have a dram and chuck this in the pot for the stream. Meeting the community was just the best. I raise a glass to that, Andy. Absolutely. It was fabulous. Mm. It was a dream for me. And I stood up at the start of the tasting and I said, this is kind of, it's a collaboration. It's the two channels working together. I'm doing a kind of fly on the wall type documentary. That's what the intention is. And these guys are going around to just experience it and get content and lots of pictures. You're working on a project and trying to get interview content that they can share on their channel. Mm-hmm. But it's not that for me. I'm still like a giddy teenager chauffeuring these guys around. I'm still looking at this very much from the perspective of a fan.
Touching me. A lot of touching.
I don't know.
Well, that was accidental. It was like a caress, though. No, it was a caress.
Well, we would go places, and Roy, to eat or just distilleries. We'd meet people, and Roy would go, this is the Scotch Test Dummies. They have a YouTube channel.
They'd go, what?
And
we only know about you, Roy.
Oh, yeah. I would go, so do you, Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like,
go,
yeah,
I don't watch
right.
them, but I've seen Aquavitae.
Yeah.
I've seen you do your recycle reviews.
That's right. It was awesome, and it was good to feel, I suppose, feel the same chemistry and fun from Texas last year again, but better for me because it's in my home country. And since I've been watching the Dummies in 2016, they've teased coming to Scotland, right? You've always talked about it, but it's always just been out of reach. Mm-hmm. It's always been this thing in the ether. And then Waterford Distillery comes on and says, guys, we want you to come and see what we're doing in Ireland. And you're like, fantastic. And then you kick it around and then think,
it was a catalyst.
Any chance we could stay a few more days? And
they said, absolutely. Yeah. We said, can we push the return flight that you're paying for back?
We should pour something and raise a glass to the guys at Waterford.
We should.
This would have happened without them.
That's true.
But it happened quicker.
Well,
and now for them. Per as well.
Once we finish this, I have some of their 2.5-year-old spirit over here. Fantastic.
So we'll go, that's exactly 10% of the age of the Kalila from Waterford Distillery. Raise a glass and say thanks to those guys. Per Christensen, you star Per. Sorry you weren't able to join us this time, maybe once in the future, but you'll be very happy to know that I've taken your drone advice and I went ahead and I kicked the arse out of that drone. I drained every battery every day to try and get some usable footage, right?
And then even when the battery was drained, he would run around with it in his hand because it has a gimbal on it. He'd be like, he'd make little drone noises. I'm like, you don't need to do that. Just get no drawing noises. He's like, shut up. This is my channel. I didn't make no kid noise.
Let's have a wee dram of Waterford and raise a glass to Per over in Denmark. I'm just going to pour teaspoons now because we have a ton of samples, right?
This one's got Kalila in it.
You don't want to rush the Kalila, right?
But we'll do the cheers here.
Yeah, there's a bunch you can go back to the Kalila.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. We can kill it.
Beautiful.
Well, I seen you repouring it, and I thought, no, you need to drink the samples because less weight in the.
Then you're like,
suitcase.
Nope, Bart knows what he's doing. All right.
DJ Beaconson always enjoys seeing the dumpster and last time recycling comments.
We found out that's called a wheelie bin.
The wheelie bin.
Wheelie bin.
I referred it to a dumpster and Big Joe Bob. Joe Galbraith gave me a hard time for it, quite rightly.
So Waterford,
To Waterford, thank you, Per. Thank you for the virtual drum.
Thank you.
And a big, huge thanks to Waterford for being a catalyst to make this happen.
Bringing the dummies
Cheers.
to Europe.
And also to whoever was brave enough to convince Waterford to trust us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, do you have your what dates are you looking at?
For
Yeah.
Waterford?
Yeah.
Well, it's
We're going.
looking like nearer harvest time would be good for me. So they're suggesting August. So I
Oh.
come back from Spain early August, so it might end up being second half of August. Vin went across as well, and Vin was blown away by what they're doing there. Super curious to see, as you know.
Guys, Bart cannot tell the German story while we're live. That is an in-person story.
There are some stories that can only happen when we're breathing the same air.
I really don't even tell that live. It's not that good.
There's the whiskey rev is in.
Bart, I got to say, Roy's head hurt for 2 days after you told that story.
Yeah.
He was laughing so hard.
I was dizzy from the gathering, and I went outside for some clean, fresh air out the back of the Bonaccord. But there were some guys out there, and Bart was hosting stand-up session.
Right.
And I just kind of started to eavesdrop from a distance, and this story came out, and I was almost sick laughing. And there are muscles or tendons or something at the back of my neck that goes in the base of my skull, and they hurt all day the next day just from. And I remember the spasm of laughter.
Cheeks hurt. You're like, my cheeks.
It was wonderful.
Right. But it's a little bit blue. It's a little bit blue.
Yeah, I don't think it's not
blue.
It's not.
Yeah, it's in comic world. That means it's a little naughty,
edgy,
dirty. It means dirty.
Oh,
yeah. So
I was just about to read out a comment there from the Whiskey Rev. He's saying Ebhead. Oh, he's talking to Ebhead anyway. But we had the pleasure of the Whiskey Rev Graham taking us round Macallan earlier today.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you, Graham.
Yeah.
Now
Whiskey Rev.
We could talk about that because we did some fantastic contrast visits, right, to distilleries.
That was phenomenal.
What we're trying to do is, and I keep saying this, and you've not picked me up on it. Maybe you disagree, but I feel that in so many export markets, Scotch whisky is consumed from this side of the label. It's the brand forward. And everybody's enjoying it from the brand side, and that's completely understandable. So what I wanted to do with these guys when they were here is I wanted them to see behind the brand. I wanted them to see Scotch whisky on the ground and how collaborative it is and how communal it is, maybe incestuous maybe as well, but also wanted them to have the contrast of all the different styles of distillery, the farm distillery, the tiny little independent, the big scale producers, the ones that are out there as factories. Just traditionally they would have only been making fillings, and single malt wasn't really a thing for them. Of course it's changing now, but then to give them a feeling for that and the idea of cask trading and all the dynamics that go on in Scotch, but only had 5 or 6 days to do it. So the distilleries that we picked were distilleries that you guys asked for, which were Ardbeg, Tomatin, and Macallan.
Right.
Well, I would elaborate on that. Really, Tomatin is the only one we said we have to go to.
Have to.
Yes.
Because they've been big supporters of us.
Well, early on, they
before
officially
we
came
were
on the show.
Yeah, when we were dummies.
And the same as we are now.
Exactly.
Slightly not normal.
The others were like, and I even said, I love going to Macallan. I love the contrast that you set up. And Roy set up this. I mean, he had it. We saw, a brand new distillery that they've been producing. They haven't put anything out yet in Ballindolig.
Right. Very small.
We saw Ardbeg, Bunnahabhain, one shiny and new, one old and dirty.
Yep.
We saw Tomatin in depth. We saw Macallan, brand new, shiny and huge.
Spaceship.
So it was a great, and that was really, Roy, you kind of thought that or planned that out. We really didn't. And I even said, though, now I love Macallan.
Big thanks to Ben. Slantje.
Was ist los, Ben?
Do whatever you want.
Schnell.
And Bill.
Oh,
hey, I hope you're back home. I hope Bill left us very sad that Port Ellen ended up having flight delays and getting trapped on Isla. That sucks when you get trapped on Isla, right?
Trapped on Isla.
You should have just come with us, Bill. Aquavite, you did an amazing job organising this trip from start to finish. I know it's not easy. Have a dram and reflect with pride when the dust settles. Thank you very much, Bill. It was an absolute pleasure, and it was very easy to arrange this. Very easy.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Slantje. Click.
So anyway, I had said we put full trust in Roy. I love McAllen. I said if I make it there this trip, great. If I don't, no big deal. I know I'll be back. I can make it in the future. And really the same with Ardbeg. Bart Beg loves Ardbeg. Ard Bart. We know that. And he was the same. If we make it there, we make it. If not, no big deal.
Ended up being the first one.
How many distilleries are in Scotland?
About 140 now, right?
140.
Yeah.
We can't make it to all of
Right.
it. We'll
I
be
will
back.
say, so we go through the Ardbeg tour, and kind of I mean, we weren't celebrities or anything. We just joined the regular tour.
No, it was just the regular tour. Yeah.
So it was regular tour, standard tour. We paid for the tour.
Yep.
On which one?
Ardbeg.
Oh, yeah.
You've been talking to Jackie though, and then so I think Jackie, I know we finished the tour, and she says, "Yeah, I'll come out and do a little interview with the Dummies out on the pier." And she's walking out to the pier, and she has this beautiful silver tray with, from a distance, you can tell she's brought drams. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it was a nice touch.
It was very nice. We get all set up. We sit down and had the most lovely conversation I think possible. It really set the tone right off the bat. It was just hanging out, chatting. And we even stopped filming, and she goes, "This is nice." And then we chatted for like another 10 minutes.
That's right. You wish you'd kept filming because
it was great. And then she says, "You know what? I got to get back up there. You guys come up there, and I'm going to get you some," I call it clam chowder. It had a more official
Cullen skink.
Cullen skink. Cullen skank. Yeah, I
Skink.
needed a skink.
Skink?
Skink?
Skink.
Skink. I kept calling it skank, and Roy's like,
No.
no,
Skank is something different.
Skank is totally different.
Yes.
But I couldn't get skink in. It was skank.
But you remember,
I called it clam chowder for ease of not making it. It was phenomenal.
you remember
And
that
she sat down with us again. Sorry. Hold on, someone came in and we chatted more. It was awesome. What do we got?
She was very, very charming, Jackie.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for
thanks,
your
Jackie.
patience.
She was wonderful.
But the drams that she brought out, I know you got a super chat. Remember a 1970s distillate Ardbeg?
Yes.
Supernova.
Supernova I grabbed on
We had.
Yep.
What was the other two? There was 4 different ones.
Not
Great Ardbegs.
Not only was I running around getting B-roll and
Oops.
flying a drone, but I was driving. So I could only have the tiniest little teaspoon sips of these.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time you were
whiskies.
putting it in these sample bottles for later.
Yeah, Graham Young has sent across a super chat as well, a virtual dram. He said, so glad you guys had a great time. We really, really did.
Yeah.
Great friends make great times. See you next month. Graham, I'm looking forward to you coming over to Glasgow as well, my friend. Slanchen, thank you for your virtual dram.
And I think Graham just came on both channels as Patreon supporter. So double lunches.
Thank you, big guy. Thank you so much.
Yep, he did. We've been chatting.
One was very young, Ardbeg, very young.
Bob Flood says, Roy, you look tiny sitting between the dummies. Yeah. Can I just say, Bob, I'm 6'1". So that just shows you the scale. I mean, you're 5'11"?
5'10".
Short.
5'10", okay. Yeah. He's not short. He's
small.
Not short.
He's tiny.
But when you're walking around next to Bart, I mean, Bart looks big here.
Right.
But he's really big. He's really big. There's really funny shots of you trying to get through doors into man, right?
Yeah. Wait till those come out. Hopefully you can get those in. Yeah. It was like I was in a Hobbit village.
But those aren't the doors that you bang your head on because literally the top of the
I would have banged my neck on it. Yeah, it looked like I haven't watched I'm forgetting his name, the wizard in Lord of the Rings.
Gandalf?
It's Gandalf walking around in there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's more elegant.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun walking around, and like I said, Bart's just kind of walking around, just oozing American in every direction.
I do.
He's oozing something.
I don't know if it
was American.
I was oozing American in every direction. That is correct, right? Yes,
I didn't mean
that is correct, right.
People, I would walk into places. I'd basically be like, just take a picture of him in the hat and get it over with.
There's people looking at me. I'm like, Roy, nobody in Scotland wears a cowboy hat? Nope.
No.
They're going to know you're American right away.
Yeah.
Like, good.
But
however, there's not a lot of Americans walking around with cowboy hats either. I didn't see another cowboy hat when I was here. Saw an Australian hat.
Was that Australian hat?
It was Australian.
Yeah. That was at
It's a little
Tomato.
more subdued.
Daniel Vermaas is saying, even I look a bit small next to Bart. Yeah. Daniel met us at Glasgow Airport and we got a photo taken, the four of us.
Yep.
And it was Bart, then Daniel, then me, then Scott.
Us.
And it was exactly like Russian dolls, right? It was like, dunk, dunk, dunk.
You know, I know the Waterford
It's
beer
really,
that I have.
It's nice tonight.
It's young,
Yeah.
but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna mention that. Yeah.
It is still young. I mean, it's still malty and grassy. Some of the youth is still showing it.
You're
2.5 years,
but
but
you'll have fun out
Yeah.
there.
Ben, no. Just no. Maybe on your channel. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Ben's trying to get
all right,
it.
hand me that Edinburgh sample right there, Bart, from
Okay.
Christopher Banks Wildlife Photography. We got that one at the meetup the other
Yeah,
night.
share
Let's
that
try
with me
that.
as well. Yep. Can't tell that story. Actually, most of the stories, sometimes we're going to tell some like different stories on the Scotch Desk Dummies channel after we do a live and we go to Q&As for the dummies for our Patreon. And I've been telling some stuff there.
Whiskey Freedom has said, Hola Aquavite, just back from synchro swimming and jumped in. Great to see Scotch Test Dummies in the motherland. Keep spreading the joy, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Fraser. You're a star. Thank you for your virtual dram. And I'm going to finish this water.
Hold on.
Yeah, get it unwrapped.
No,
I need
I've got a little
some too.
bit. I've got a little bit.
I've got a tad.
This was from Chris Banks, Wildlife Photography, Edinburgh Fairy Flag, aged 15
Love
years.
He
46%.
gave us some books of his photography, and I have these beautiful photos that he sent to us that he took of the famous Lancaster bomber, World War II.
Ooh, just a wee
Smell
drop.
that. Oh, you're
Thank
getting
you.
some. Good, yeah. Very good. Thank you,
And-
Chris.
And my friend, our mutual friend, Dwayne
Yes,
Large, has
Dwayne.
just sent across a
Who
very
is-
generous virtual dram.
Who is very well known in Ireland.
Right, Dwayne, they all know you.
Yep,
They're all
yep.
asking after you, Ian MacArthur, Jackie.
actually said, "Aren't you friends with Dwayne Large?"
That's
We're like, "Yes,
right.
yes, we are."
So thank you, Dwayne, for putting a good word in for us. But when you were at Ardbeg earlier in the year,
Yes,
Jackie was absolutely charming. She was wonderful. And she mentioned you by name. She
Yep.
said, are you friends with Dwayne Large? Yes, we absolutely
Yep,
are.
the fact that we knew you helped out a lot.
Let's see. Whiskey Rover Malt Review is tuning in. Good to meet everyone last weekend. Jason, it was good to meet you finally.
You might notice, Jason, on Instagram, there's a special post just for you tonight. Can I just talk about how amazing Saturday was last week?
Yeah.
I mean, the trip around Scotland's been brilliant, but if you were just to pick if you were to pick one day to relive, you would relive the Saturday,
I
right?
thought you said talk it.
Talk it.
I'm
Yeah,
with
like
you.
talk it up.
Yeah,
Chocolate.
He said, "Can I talk about?"
You
Yeah,
can. Yeah, Saturday was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
yeah. You know, the tasting, everybody getting together in the same room. First ever tasting I'd hosted. Hopefully the next one will be better. I can't promise better whiskies than that,
That
if
was
I'm honest,
great.
right?
We signed the wall.
Yes, you did.
That was awesome.
I didn't sign the wall, but it's my
You should have.
local
Yeah, you need to run another one.
whiskey shop, right?
I see somebody commenting about the whiskey fairy or the fairy flag here.
fairy
from
flag, yeah.
Edinburgh.
Fair flag.
Said it was overpriced. It's pretty good. I don't know what the price was on it, but it is tasty. It is tasty.
Do you know anything about it?
No,
I don't.
No. Blended malt.
it says 46%, 15 year. Very nice. I see Error McFault is commenting. He suggests the 12-year Paulo Cortado finish, probably referencing the Deanston.
Arch, leave that.
I was
That
very
yours.
disappointed when we were at Boonhaven. On the shelf in the distillery shop, they had a Paulo Cortado finished Boonhaven.
Not for
sold,
sale.
Not for sale, but it was sold out. It was just an empty box.
Yeah.
I was going to buy because I got to sample your
Yeah.
Deanston Paulo Cortado.
Yep.
And it
Scott
is-
literally
it
was like,
delicious.
"I'm buying that."
Yep, I
I'm
was.
buying that.
Do you know what? I need to do that. You need to remind me to get up to Deanston before it runs out and get a bottle to mule over to you for the October gathering, right? And you know, Paulo Cortado is such a rare finish because of the nature of the sherry. And you know, I'm glad that I was able to share that with you, because then it makes me feel good that when I have these events, these moments with these whiskies, and I realize how much I enjoy them, for you to say, wow, this is awesome as well.
Yeah.
It's
Here we
distillery
go.
exclusive.
Prestige. To the dummies, did you guys struggle a lot with the Scottish UK slang? Yes. And I was trying to use it, and I made a critical error.
They're asking women for rides.
No, well,
They're instead of slagging people off, they're shagging them.
Yes, I was like, Scott slagged off. What was it? Shagged off.
Well,
Sorry.
Shagged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't remember his name.
I can't remember who. Yeah, I know. I remember when you said it, but like I did not shag.
Yeah,
anybody.
I said Scott was shagging off this.
The
guy.
farmer.
Yeah,
the farmer. Seamus.
Scott was
Duggan.
shagging off Seamus. And then Roy was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, what? That means give him a hard time.
Now,
he means slagging.
Let's apologize for Roy's last live stream last week at this time. When we thought,
that was a week.
Bart and I thought we were down in this corner in the small little video.
Yes.
And Bart was spanking me, and I was dancing around and stuff.
He's riding a horse.
But we weren't. We
were full screen,
full screen because Roy had highlighted us.
Yes.
And he didn't realize it.
But we're muted, but now we're full screen.
And we think no one can see us.
Or they just see a little bit.
Which
is all you could see. So you were like, oh, they're doing something crazy. But
that was my fault. That was my fault.
That was awesome.
It's because we jumped up. We jumped on together before we went live, and then I said, "Oh, wait, I need to go live now." And I clicked going live, and I hadn't set anything up properly, and I'm just shouting at the camera like I normally do, and the two of them are dancing.
You know what we call
screen.
those? You know what we call that? We call those happy accidents.
Happy accidents.
Christopher Banks, we finished off the sample of the Edward Hour 15-year ferry flag.
Nice.
Thank you, Christopher. And I'd like to say, do you know what Christopher? What Chris gave me? Him and his wife. He gifted me the book.
Yeah.
The photography he's put together, and he made this book and things. And along with a few other wonderful gifts that I was handed at that tasting last week. It's sitting at home waiting for me when I get back. You have to remember, we get back from that tasting straight to bed. I get 3 hours sleep, 3.5 hours sleep, and I was up and out to pick them up to head to Isla the next morning.
Thank you for that.
I'm looking forward to having a quiet moment, Chris, and have a wee look through your book. Thank you so much for your gift.
Thank you for picking us up. That was a hard turnaround.
Yeah, we crammed a lot in the weekend, but since then it's been a little bit looser. It's been a little bit kinder. At any point were we the wrong side of too many drams? I don't think so.
No.
I think it was just nicely paced.
Yeah.
We were in bed at reasonable times, up early.
Well, as you found out, though, I'm not a heavy nighttime drinker though either.
No.
So Scott knows this from at home. Sometimes we got to film when we're both off work. And I can't drink a lot of really anything before bed because it just sits there and kind of messes with my stomach.
So the dummies are, if you were to imagine the dummies, right, as their characters, as their logos and things, Scott's like the machine dummy. He's like the one that's kind of busy and he's working, and any pocket of time he's on social media and he's catching up with comments and things like that. Bart's the guy who's bringing, you're like the comic dummies, the ones on the front, right? Mm-hmm. You're keeping the entertainment going and things like that, and you're up and down, but it's like somebody, you've got a standby switch, and occasionally somebody will just press the button and you'll just go,
yeah, I get tired. I'm like, it's time to go to bed.
I'm out.
And you just need to leave them alone.
Yep. I'm done.
Let the batteries charge again.
Yeah, I'm done. I need some sleep. It's over.
Yeah, I had to tell Roy at one point, I was like, he's done. Just let him go.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Where's Bart?
Yeah.
He's in a chair.
I'll just be like, see ya. I'll be like, bye. And then he's known me long enough. You can be like, no, you're going to have another one. I'll be like, I'll fight you first.
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
Done. He done.
Rolf Ebhead is admitting that Friday night at the Pot Still last week was borderline. I have to admit, I did catch a wee bead or two of sweat when I met you on Saturday. I hope it was worth it, Rolf, and I hope you had a fantastic time. The feedback I got from the other guys is that it was a brilliant, brilliant time. And maybe next time we'll be able to hook up for those kind of...
Yeah, Clinton Third said Bart's a bum. You're so nice, Claire. You're so nice.
The Pot Still would have been, I would have liked to gone to the Pot Still, but we'd spent Friday, we flew in from, we got up early Friday morning, flew in from Dublin. We went to Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Ben took care of us there all day in Edinburgh. And then you had supper plans.
We could not get
Friday
back.
night.
We were having a dinner with my wife on the Friday night, and
your family and your kids, and
and we couldn't get back from Edinburgh fast enough. Right, it was just all churned up, and things were really late. And by the time dinner was over, it was just
we were wiped out.
These guys were ghosts, and that wasn't going to happen. I think I think who gave you this again? It was
That's
Chris
from
Banks.
Chris Banks. Yeah.
Chris, I think there's PX in this. Do you taste PX in this?
I haven't analyzed it that much. It is nice. I don't mind it.
Very sweet sherry.
The only problem is this one I was drinking before from the Glen Grant Adelphi was 29 years old and 56%.
Right.
To a 15-year-old 46%er.
Yeah. We're getting good at sipping things out of order, though, and back to front. And Tomatin was a roller coaster, right? The things we were tasting at Tomatin. Backwards and forwards, but wow. The things that Tomatin are putting out now.
The cobwebs that were on those barrels.
Yeah. I mean, we went into the Dunnage warehouse at Tomatin and we're just kind of mulling around and things. And obviously it wasn't off limits. It was a tour area. There are other people that get to go in these places. But certain barrels and things are just caked in dirt and dust and things. And the only time that these have been disturbed is to sample the cask, perhaps, in years and years.
It's an older building, thick walls.
Thick cobwebs between the barrels
They're
and things.
sitting on the earth.
Yeah. Just really, really cool. Whiskey Scout is saying all you need is a Zima.
Yeah, I was just replying.
Our baggy saying is I was streaming. I was steaming after the pot still. Streaming after the pot still. I'm sure that's a typo, Andy. I'm sure you meant you were streaming, right?
No, I think it was hot.
McLaren Final Rare saying is tonight's flight seems a bit random. Forgive us, Doc, because I honestly we've got 3 bags down here and it's full. Just grab one of those bags and just see just the amount of samples that we have.
We had a bunch of samples, bottle, everything, and it's like, wow.
I don't even know what's in this bag, right? It's just
it is random.
Cool.
Oh, we got the Icarus in there.
Is it in here?
Somewhere.
Yeah, I think I saw it.
Yep.
Black Adder.
That's what
Black Adder.
Those are Black Adders. We had some of those.
I managed
the Irish.
I managed
There's
to
some empties. Let me see.
Here,
I got this.
I managed to sneak some.
Bart's good at mooching samples. Let him look in there.
Thanks.
I managed to sneak some samples back for some Patreon folk. I'm going to get do a little giveaway and things like that.
Jason Coates says it sounds like a bag of pirate booty.
Boom.
That's exactly what it is.
And that was flagged. What flagged that? Booty?
Booty.
I had to approve it.
Booty flagged it.
Pirate booty flagged the comment.
Yep. Booty flag.
Roy, did you get kind of a true sample though of the Dummies? We were together for almost a week. I mean, just kind of some of the banter that goes on and the back and forth and whatnot.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Atomic.
I had a thicker slice of dummy these last few days.
It's not just on the show,
but it was an absolute. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. There was one point I almost crashed the car. We're driving up We're driving up the banks of Loch Ness, and I'm looking across over the beautiful. You know, the loch is looking gorgeous.
Nelly.
The sun was setting over the mountains on the left, so the light was hitting the mountains on the other side of the loch really nicely. It was lovely to look at. There was a rainbow popped out.
Rainbow. But
the two of them are just going backwards and forwards with banter, and Bart starts cracking into some of these stories. And at a few points, I literally nearly drove the car off the road.
I think you said take the wheel.
Yeah, it's just very, very, very funny. Very funny. But I mean, I think the guys that were there on Saturday last week got to understand kind of how laid back and how good fun you guys are and how it's easy. There's a new name in saying Squinuji. Let's go with that, Squinuji. Big shout out to Roy's wife for the 5-day pass. Can we say thanks to Lynn?
Yeah,
you betcha.
Thanks to Lynn.
Lynn was an absolute hero last weekend,
Very
and
much.
she's been a hero looking after the kids all through this week as well. And she's been very light in her footprint in terms of phoning and things as well, just phoning to check in and say that everything's fine back at home. I love you, sweetheart. Thanks for everything you've done to let this happen. And thanks for looking after the dummies at the weekend as well.
Thanks, Lynn.
Yeah,
and I would say Squinugi.
Squinugi?
That's what I would say. And Lynn is watching. Did you see that?
Oh, is Lynn in?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's even
And
thanking.
she did our laundry.
Yeah.
Special cheers for that one, Bart.
Special cheers. We
Thank
felt
you,
bad.
Lynn.
We were just said, can we borrow?
Yeah, we were going to just wash it there ourselves, but she did it for us.
And we'll do it.
And folded
She
it.
was like, give it to me.
It was like pressed.
Yeah. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, whoa.
Now, does she press your clothes?
She does not.
Yeah,
We got better treatment.
I'd be surprised if she pressed yours.
No.
She maybe just
whatever she did, it was done a little bit more than what she does for you.
I think so.
Just kidding.
Whiskey Untitled. Charles is in. Good to see you, Charles. He's saying it looks like a great trip. It really was, buddy. It really was. It was fantastic. And I think we only missed you. You headed home. We'll just missed you by a few days. Simon Ray is saying, going to have to bail, guys. Thanks for sharing your experience and safe travels. Until next time, Simon, thanks for tuning in, my friend. Richie G is saying, Roy, is Bart taking his much anticipated blind challenge test get home with him? No, he's not.
It's ready yet.
The blind challenge has to happen the same. I almost did a specific Bart challenge, right? It would be obvious to do just a Pete challenge or something for him, but it's not fair. The blind challenge has to be the same for everyone. So it'll be curated and it'll arrive in the mail. There will be no handing it over, some suggestion that I might give him some kind of insight into what's in the package. The blind challenge will be sacrosanct. The same for everybody.
I thought you might actually save some shipping, but cool.
Nah, it doesn't cost much shipping, and he's right. I haven't put it together
You
yet.
can give it to me. Oh,
Daniel Whittington is currently sitting on a blind challenge. He was going to do one. He ended up getting a viral infection actually and couldn't touch it. So he's sitting on one. Yeah.
I've seen Scott do so good. He was like Rain Man. He was like Whiskey Rain Man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not meant to be intimidating. It's the whiskey that's on
Right,
test.
It's just right. It's
The
just
first part is for the whiskey to be on test.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it's just fun.
Yeah. For a little bit, I was like, "Oh, it'll be intimidating." And then I thought, we do blind stuff all the time.
Right. Exactly.
Let's do some more.
how's everything doing? Is the phone? We're hot spotting.
It seems to be working fine. It seems to be working
plugged
fine.
in. We got
That's
power
got to
everywhere.
be costing.
Just
some
making
money.
sure.
Well, that's an hour of upload.
Oh my God! All right, we got a
Are
little
you
more time.
unlimited?
Yeah, we'll go a little bit longer. How are you feeling?
He's
I'm
not.
good.
Whiskey Freedom is saying, same again for Lynn.
Yes.
Thank you. Whiskey Widow.
Roy needs a super chat so he can pay for the upload.
No.
For the hot
No, it's all
We
fine.
feel guilty.
It's absolutely
You
fine.
won't say it. We'll
Fraser,
say it.
thank you so
Yeah.
much, my friend. Slanchava. Thank you, Fraser.
And Roy needs a super chat for his motel room tonight so we can do this together.
Did hold it.
No.
He won't say it.
He won't say it at all. Look at him. No.
Bob Finnegan is sending across the super chat. He's saying, hi, guys. Apart from fine drams, if you could bring one aspect of Scotland back to Texas or Kansas, what would it be? One aspect of... That's a hard question.
Well, first of all, I want to say the folks, Isla, but really all over Scotland, are as friendly drivers as they are in the Midwest. A lot of go ahead. You're waving you in. So it was friendly. Everybody was friendly. But we have that in the Midwest as well.
Yeah. So you wouldn't take that back home because you have
I
it.
think some of the freshest, most unique food, like a lot of venison. We had venison. What was the? It was like a pot pie, but it was fancy. What was that called?
Okay, yeah.
What was that? Remember what's the name of that?
Well, we had a...
The
Fancy pot
I had
pie.
the venison pie.
Well, I had the beef and ale pie. I'm not sure which
Right,
one you
yeah,
had.
there
Beef
was
and ale.
that.
So you enjoyed your
The
food.
food.
Yeah. That was good that you were able to enjoy food
Sticky.
over there. Because I think Scotland gets a bad rap for food, right?
Really? They
Because
get
of
a
the
bad rap?
Yeah, because of the haggis thing and
Oh
the
my
deep fried
God.
things and the, but
Everything
actually,
was so fresh.
yeah,
The fish.
the fish was really good. Yeah.
The
I did try fish and chips at least once.
Do you remember how fresh those oysters were?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
straight out the sea and onto the
Yeah.
plate, right?
Even the
And they were
hamburger.
biggest oysters I've ever had.
Yeah.
Even the hamburger. we
Atlantic.
had
Oysters
was fresh.
on the half shell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlantic oysters.
Yeah,
they were
I'm
meat, thick and
surprised
meaty.
Scotland gets
They
a
were
hard
good.
time for the food. It was
Bart
good food.
would not try them.
No, I'm not an oyster guy. It was all like, come on, you can go. I'm like, no. And Scott's
No.
like, when he says no, there it is.
You're not
Just
going
no.
to talk him into
There
it.
won't be anything to fight you.
Eric Waite is coming over in July as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I know that Eric's probably excited to come back again because he had an absolute blast when he was over last year as well.
What about Scott? What would you take back?
It's the history, it's the
That's true.
architecture, and it's just the
Yeah.
feeling. I mean, when you get here and you see this place has been here a long time, it's gonna be here. It looks for the most part, it looks the same as it did.
Well,
I
Inverness was unbelievably cool.
Yeah,
Castle.
everywhere though. I mean, it's just everything's 200
Sure.
years old.
Yeah.
500-600 years old.
Yeah,
We went to Kildalton Cross over in Isla. It was 1300 years old, and
it's amazing.
That was
the old cross.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
the
love
Celtic
that.
cross.
As far as the houses, though, I was talking about, 200s. I mean,
Right.
you
Yeah,
still got
yeah.
the stone walls, and we were looking at the kitchen at the Airbnb we're staying at in Beaumont, and the walls are almost 2 feet thick.
Yeah,
because they're stone. Yeah, they're updated.
Yeah.
But they're stone, and they've just encased them with wood for to be able to attach sheetrock to.
absolutely,
Just thick, huge.
absolutely.
It's
Jason,
lovely.
Jason Whiskey Wise is in. Jason was able to come up and join us, and he's in alongside the Rev, looking after us as our moderator tonight. Thanks, Jason. He's saying that's one thing I missed whilst up is a deep fried Mars bar, as recommended by Jason from Malt Reviews. Well, you
We
actually
did not try any of those.
you have to have it in the right environment. A deep fried Mars bar served nicely next to a big dollop of vanilla ice cream. You might be surprised how much
So
you
you'll get that
actually
in
like
Kansas, but that's called fair food.
it. Yeah,
They have that at a
that's
fair.
State fair.
everything's deep fried, right?
Yeah, those deep fry, whatever your tennis shoes.
Yep. I've
Malt-
been to 6 state fairs, and I ain't seen
Malt
no shit
Chronicles
like
is
that.
saying I would bring Roy back to Kansas. Well, that has to happen, right? I have to get over to Kansas at some point. So the next gathering or something is going to be. The Whiskey Franco has just sent a virtual dram. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Going to have to duck out, boys. Heading out to dinner to share some drams with family.
Awesome.
Can't think of a better excuse. Glad you enjoyed Scotland. Safe travels home. Thank you so much, my friend. Slanchovan, thank you for your virtual
So
dram.
much of it.
They're making us drink, boys.
If James Hope tunes in later, I'm going to finish off this sample of the Glen Grant by Adelphi, 29-year-old.
I think I saw James
Delicious.
Hope in just briefly. I think.
Was he in?
I
Is
think
he
so.
in?
What is it? The Glen Grant again?
It's a Glen Grant by Adelphi, 29-year-old, 56.3%.
I still think there's peat in it.
Well,
Hang on.
I did get a little bit of peat on that 15-year Edinburgh, just a slight, very slight. This one, no, still not. You want some, Bart? You want to
Nope.
finish it off?
Nope. For you.
Did you open up your bottle?
Nope.
It's a Lafroy.
Let's talk
I
about
almost save it.
let's talk about what souvenirs we brought back. What did we actually buy? I only bought 2 bottles. What
too.
did I buy? What was the other one I bought? Oh, of course, I bought the Tomatin PX.
Oh my
Me
god!
too. And
It's
him too.
If Mark Slinger is in, Mark was the guy who was able to facilitate the sourcing of the Tomatin PX for the tasting we did on Saturday. Scott reckons that it's on a par or better, the new one, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll spend some time
and
with
it's a little over 17 years old now.
and we'll taste them next to each other. when
But
get home.
we sampled it there. Okay, so story at Tomatin Visitor Center. People are in there. Tour had ended. Older German couple are in there,
Yeah, this is
and I'm
funny.
feeling. I bought
Yeah.
2 bottles
He
of the
bought
PX.
2 of the PX. I bought a
So,
1990 and
Ex
a
bourbon.
PX,
You bought a
right.
1990 Ex bourbon.
Ex-bourbon
But anyway,
and
I'm
a
buying.
PX.
You know why I'm buying 2.
I do.
So when I get home, I can open one,
Right.
and I'm going to savor the.
Yeah, I
out of
know
that one.
what you're doing.
And then the next one will sit there for a while.
Right.
But anyway, so this German couple is sitting there, and I can hear them behind me, and I hear the female say something about, oh, she can't wait for the Oloroso and the Oloroso.
You need to spend some more time around German women.
So I got mine, and basically as I'm walking by, I just say, hey, I thought I was an Oloroso man,
Big mistake.
but that PX is phenomenal.
Big mistake.
I can make my own decisions. I make my own choice.
Yeah, you were in trouble.
And I just said, have you got to sample them yet?
Yeah.
I make my own choice.
Right. And
I
then-
said,
and
okay.
then you said, hey, do
Very
whatever
well.
you want.
Do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
That's right.
And then
So we were milling around.
Right. I'm
You
a
know
little-
what? I was watching. You know what she buys?
What'd she buy?
PX.
Because she
And
got a chance to sample.
Her husband. They buy the PX after they sample them.
Obviously, she did what she wanted.
Yep. She did.
Yeah,
Whatever
and, then
she wanted.
and then Scott Adamson had to hush me and get me out of there because I started yelling, "Was ist los? Was ist los? Schnell, schnell." He was like, "Shh, what are you doing? They're in the guest area."
Okay, have you got this the Glen Grant, right?
Yeah.
You've got it in your hand. Bart,
Yeah.
try this
Okay.
from my glass. I think the note that you're going to get from this is a new note in your vocabulary and your sensory library from your trip. Dunnage.
Yeah. I would
And
go
this
with that.
glass on the nose, especially
Yeah.
that damp.
Yeah.
Yeah, the musty fungally wood.
And of course, these guys had smelled that in whiskey before, but never associated it with that environment. That's very cool in itself, isn't it? Damp, humid, cold Scottish conditions, right? You don't get that really in Kansas, do you? Or in the States, I guess.
Dan, he says, mind your own business, Scott. You don't need to be telling her what to do.
Bill Dull is saying, did you buy me a bottle of the Tomatin? Money is in PayPal as soon as you say yes. Okay. A quick nip back up to Inverness or to Tomatin.
You have to go there another time.
Well, we understand that there's
It's
still quite a lot of the PX left.
Bill, never mind. Really, Scott's overselling it.
We can work something out, big guy. Don't worry.
Let's get back on that though. So yeah, Tomatin, we bought bottles. The only other bottle I bought was at Bunnahabhain,
Right.
and it's a Amontillado finish, which we got to try in the Warehouse 9 tasting. I want to say it was 13 years old, 14.
Who looked after us at Bunnahabhain? It was Colin. It was a tour guide. It was
Colin.
Peter Semple. Was awesome. Looked after us, and Billy Sinclair came out and hung out with you guys up here, right?
Yep.
Got an interview as well.
Scott, hand me the water, please. You got both of them.
But all the whiskies that we tried from cask at Bunnahabhain, it was almost like, follow this up, and they did. Follow this up,
Well,
and they did.
Yeah, well, they did have their PX one is a little sulfured.
Right.
Was
I liked
not my
it.
favorite.
I really enjoyed it, and I usually pick
You
up
did
sulfur.
say that was
okay.
Colin that ran the tasting over
That was
there,
Colin
right?
there.
Yeah, it's Colin.
Yeah.
We had Ryan at Ardbeg.
He said his wife works like 7 jobs in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then later on, we were at a restaurant. I just said, we talked to some guy, said his wife works 7 jobs. She goes, Colin?
Yeah.
What? She goes, it's a small island. That sounds like Colin.
But we left Kilholman and went to Machier Bay for a bit, and then we went into the Bridge End Hotel for something to eat. And the woman behind the bar just came up and she put her apron on and said,
Yep.
"Hey boys," she's just left her job at Kilholman straight to the Bridge
You were
End.
at Kilholman. I recognized the hat.
That's right.
So she got to put the hat on. I think you or Bill have a good photo of that. I need that photo, by the way.
Yeah,
Might have been Bill.
there's lots of.
What was the girl?
photos of
The first girl to put the hat on was Jess, though, right?
Jess
Yeah,
at Bunnahabhain.
Yes.
Yes. She rocked that hat.
Yep. And
She
a lot of
owned
other
it.
people, men too, put on the hat.
Yeah. Oh
Not
yeah.
just
It's
women.
not just
It's
women.
for my wife if she's tuning in. It wasn't just ladies putting on the hat. She's going to see the photo of Jess and go, what? I thought
No,
you were
there's
doing whiskey tours.
No, the
She
hat.
worked in the distillery.
There was a lot more guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a hat until it's shared, right?
Mhm.
To hats.
The hat.
It's a hat.
To hats. Food Quig.
Is Quig in? Oh, it was the Tahats.
Yeah, isn't that perfect though?
Are you
To
getting
hats.
Pete? Are
That's
you
our
getting
own
Pete though
cheers.
now on it?
No, not so much. No.
Yeah.
I think it was the glass. I think the
No, because it was mine, and I was drinking it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but I brought up
these
3
are glasses from his bag.
These are 3 glasses from the bag, but you didn't smell it, right?
I knew.
We're on
Stop.
his channel.
No.
Yeah, I know. We're on his channel.
Roy's
Yeah,
catching on
Roy
that
was
too,
like, nope,
stop.
nope. I've been around you long enough. I know where that's going.
Jason Whiskey Wise is saying it's crazy how connected Isle of Folk are all connected.
Yeah.
This
Eh,
is pretty good.
News spreads fast. It did spread fast.
First, I'll finish that one.
It's gorgeous. It's very easy
That
to
is good.
finish. I'm actually feeling it tonight as well. It's the relief of getting it all over and just kind of
It is.
getting
It's
through the
nice,
week.
yeah. It
Not
is.
having any
It's
car
fun.
accidents, not having any fallouts, not having any disasters
Yeah.
of any significance other than me bouncing my phone down the road
That was a sad day.
alongside Loch and Dal,
I
right?
felt like I should have seen that one coming because we saw that was where I felt guilty because not that I remembered where you put it, but we saw the sun setting, beautiful.
Over Loch and Dal. The sky was orange and pink and magenta.
That was
and yellow
that was
and-
just after we did the live stream, and we're on our way back.
Yes.
That's
from-
right. That's
And
right.
you're like, I got to get this, and we whip over, and we're in someone's like personal driveway, so I know we're moving quick. And I had this until you said, yeah, I found it. It fell off the car, and then I remembered, like, this is your phone. You threw it on the roof of your vehicle and popped the hatch and got out your camera, your video camera. And then we were running across the street and back and taking some shots, and it should have dawned on me.
No,
Get the phone off.
It's no one else's fault but mine. But what's really funny is that the next day we drive up and we take a little detour through Oban and we go into a shop and the guy says, yes, he can fix it, he can help me, but he's struggling for time. I should go to his competitor right down the road. And we went down to his competitor down the road, Ellie, in the Oban mobile
Ellie,
shop.
Yep, Ellie was
And
awesome.
Ebby, these guys were walking behind me, and before they got to the counter, Ellie had the phone open and had assessed it and said, "Yeah, I can fix it. It's going to take 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It won't be fixed
and then he
perfectly."
sends us to this latte chocolate shop that was phenomenal.
Yeah, we just hung out there. Yeah, and then we came back in. And there was an Instagram live video that Scott did. And as he's broadcasting it, and I just kind of speak to the camera and things, it sounds like somebody dropped a phone in the dying seconds of that Instagram live video. But actually,
Sounds like
it was me dropping the phone that had just been fixed and handed back to me.
he's handing it to you, but then he's like, "I'm giving you a free case."
He said, "Give me that phone back here. Put it in this case."
Now, really, though, you did just get a Band-Aid put on it.
Right.
Right.
You
it's
have
screwed.
to get a new phone.
Right.
This phone is screwed. I mean, it's
bent.
It's hanging together with Band-Aids and excitement.
Yeah. And excitement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, it's the front is busted
And a little
off.
bit of the sticky.
Yeah.
Sticky.
Like
It's
it's
a little bit
black
of
and
sticky.
smashed on the
Yes.
back.
I like
There's
how
a
you
white-
called it. Didn't you call it your nebula though?
Well, now it's nebula. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally held together by all the wrong bits. But Ellie and Oban got us back up and running, got it fixed, and okay, it's not exactly responding, but it's working enough.
What was the name of his store?
The Oban
Remember?
Mobile Shop.
Oh, the Open Mobile.
Oban
Shop.
Mobile
Open.
Shop.
Oban.
Yeah. He's
Oban.
just all he wanted me to do was just give him a
Yeah.
nice Facebook review, and I'll be happy to do that as well. There's quite a few things. I ran out of coins very early as well, and you guys did really well handing out coins, and I ran out of mine. So we've got a few coins to hand out as well. Willie Dolier is in. Willie, thank you so much, and thank you for your generosity last weekend as well. He's saying, "So what was your fave drams of the week?" We talked about this. Can we talk about the fave drams, the ones that I mentioned earlier? We can.
Yeah.
So we went around Ballindalloch, and they don't have. They let us take a wee sip of the new make at Ballindalloch. It was very nice to enjoy, very encouraging. But obviously, you can't take it off premises. They're being very secretive about what they're doing there, and we are not allowed to taste any of the maturing
Nope.
product.
All we tried was the new make.
But it's really nice to it's encouraging what they're doing, right? We were excited about it, and it'd be nice to see what happens in a few years. But for a wee taste after, we got to taste some of the family's private Cragganmore, and oh my God, Cragganmore! We don't get to taste Cragganmore like that. Cragganmore 12 is put out at 40%. It's one of the original classic malts. It was delicious. Way back when I started drinking whiskey. But I've kind of moved past Cragganmore. And he offered us these Cragganmores. What were they like?
Phenomenal.
Delicious.
The conversation was
Outstanding.
popping along. Then we start to sip these Cragganmores, and everybody just sinks down into the seat and
Got
just
real
kind of
quiet.
contemplation. Just wonderful whiskey. That's up there with the Bunnahavens that we had, especially the Amontillado that we bought, and some of the drums that we had at Tomatin as well were showstoppers, right? But things that we can't talk about because there is something on the horizon, right?
Sure.
We don't even know what they are actually.
Right.
We don't know what they're called or what they're gonna.
Yeah.
But just really, really fantastic whiskies.
We got lucky at Lagavulin with Ian. He went to the oldest cask for our tour. He went to the oldest cask Lagavulin has, which is a 53-year-old.
Yeah, I'm going to share 53-year-old Lagavulin with patrons. I'm going to find a way to
Yeah,
get it.
You were driving, so you sampled.
I mean,
You put it in sample.
think of that, a 53-year-old Lagavulin. And Scott, you were suspicious. It's under strength, right? It's
I
going
thought
below.
maybe it was 39. I thought maybe it had dropped below, and that's why they were dishing it out.
So soft.
But we asked.
So soft, right?
We asked, and he said it was still 43%. It's getting close.
43-1.
Yeah.
This 53-year-old Lagavulin, and he poured and shared it with us. It's just what an absolute treat it was.
Yep.
And one guy from Taiwan got a little on his head.
Yep.
Baptized.
If anybody's been to Lagavulin and done a warehouse tasting with Ian MacArthur, they'll understand just how laid back he is and how he tries to instill this idea that yes, it's wonderful, yes, it's rare, yes, it's expensive, but it's just whiskey. Share it and enjoy it. And he gets that message across in quite profound ways, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Ebhead Rolf is saying, I think the bourbon casts at Tomatin are great too. I would absolutely agree. We got to experience that. And Andy is saying, I have those Cragganmores. If there's a guy in that chat tonight that has those Cragganmores, that's who it is. It's Andy.
Well, the third one we had was a 29-year-old sherry, and it was simply divine.
Just so elegant, balanced, clean. It had a bit of the dunnage thing going on in it. You know, you could tell you were sipping old whiskey. Somebody mentioned Old Bottle Effect, I think. I don't know. Maybe it was Scott Adamson, I think.
Might be.
Just wonderful, wonderful whiskey.
Hello, Scott.
Jason Whiskey Wise is saying, sadly got to head off. Don't worry about it, big guy. Thanks so much, and thanks for making it up to see us last week as well. But it was a pleasure to meet you fellas in person. Truly incredible. Thank you, and hope to meet you again soon, Slancha. I think it's not going to be the last time, boys. It can't be the last time.
Absolutely
It
not.
can't. I mean, you're feeling good just now. Maybe when you get back home, you'll hit, a bit of jet lag and get a bit tired. But make a promise to your community now. This can't be the last time. It doesn't need to be the same. It doesn't need to be Glasgow. It doesn't. But it needs to be. It needs to be a thing. Dwayne Large is saying, "Yes, Roy. Ian is so honest. He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
He's been 49 years.
49 years.
He's been doing it. So
in Diageo, yeah.
That takes a passion.
Yeah.
And he said he's almost done.
Yep.
He's going to go take care of the family business, which were some cows.
Yeah, that's right. So if you are going to Islay or if you're coming to Scotland, Ian MacArthur, you've probably got a year or two, max, maybe a year and a half. And then there'll be no more warehouse tastings with Ian MacArthur. And that's a special treat, I think. Yeah. It's not expensive to do either.
No.
Yeah, a little shout out to Sev.
Sevy, where is he? Is he in?
Hey.
Yep. Got to meet him at the tasting.
The Alchemist, thanks for the updates. He's talking to Kilted Moose. Yeah, Sevy was an absolute star. Sevy was one of the guys, because I overbooked the tasting. And Sevy was one of the guys that helped and shared these whiskies so that everybody could participate. Thank you so much to Ben and Kevin Grant also. It was wonderful.
And straight out of casting for Viking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. But that's him with his tidy haircut. You should have seen him a week ago, yeah. Yeah, he'd had a nice and neat haircut, hadn't you, Sevy, for the Saturday? Sevy's a good guy. Did we say thanks to Eric?
No, it just came in.
44 days, Eric is saying, until I return. There's an excited guy.
Yes.
Eric, did you do Boonhaven when he was here?
I don't think he did.
If you didn't, you need to, Boonhaven needs to be on your list. That's all I'm saying.
Do the warehouse tour, and after you finish the warehouse tour, as you come back out the gate of Boonhaven, there's lots of construction going on there right now, though. Do a right-hand turn and walk out, and don't stop walking, and walk out beyond the distillery, past the cottages, and out around the headland as well. And those guys walked out there in a really windy conditions and just plonked their backsides down and just sat taking it all in. I wasn't with them. I was away back at the distillery, but I'd flown a drone out and I was monitoring them through a drone.
With us via drone.
Yes.
He was monitoring us.
Virtually with you, yeah. Craig Dollery's in. Good to see you, big guy. Good to have you in. He's saying, watching on the big telly with Kevin. An absolute delight to meet the Dummies last Saturday.
Craig?
Yep.
Cheers, big guy. Cheers, Craig and Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. I owe you one. You know I do. Michael Fine Rare saying, Aquavitae doesn't have to be Glasgow. Edinburgh would also be okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. We're making preliminary plans for somewhere down the road. And we'll share
Eric
that
Waite
with you.
says he did everything on Isla except for Bowmore.
Ah, okay. You did. Did you do the warehouse tasting at Boonhaven? Love Street is in. Good to see you in, Neil. He's saying, late in tonight. Thanks, Dummies. You met Love Street at the tasting last week as well. What are you after now?
I was looking. We might as well stick with Christopher Banks, and I see an Old Perth 21-year sample sitting there.
What did I bring with me?
See, he labeled it perfect for a line quick hitter. All I'm saying.
Okay, I think we'll start to wind things down. Obviously, there's no quiz tonight. This is just us managing to grab an opportunity to wrap things up. It was looking for a wee while like it might not happen because of data connection and things, but we managed to patch it up through the 4G network and make it happen. I'm very glad that we did. Is there anything else that we want to... I feel like we haven't really summarised that much.
Well,
Covered most of it.
summarized. Yeah, we did we summarized a lot.
And what content are you going to put out? Are you going to try and put together the interviews?
I don't know. I think what we may do is where
love-
we have interviews is maybe just sit down where we would sit down and do a bourbon review, you know, for whatever. Instead, we'll talk about the distillery. I can throw in pictures. We can throw in pieces of the interview or the interview, stuff like that.
Right.
I like the
So we would
interview.
have Ardbeg to
Yes.
do, Boonhaven, Tomatin. We got a little clip.
Yeah.
We did not at Ballindolik.
Right. That would
And
be it.
Prestige.
Ardbeg, Boonhaven, Tomatin.
People are complaining about no quiz. You know, I'm gonna.
No quiz.
I'd had to clone myself this
He's
week.
been a little bit occupied.
We could go.
Occupied.
Well, we don't have ABCD to show them. How about a true false?
You're just gonna make things up
Yeah, we're not going to make them up. It would be
based on
based on actual events.
or stuff we just talked about.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Scott usually makes stuff up.
See if you can come up with something then. And I'll also say that I have put together. I've got somewhere between 60 and 80 gigabytes of footage. And a lot of it's just nonsense. A lot of it's kind of just stuff. And
When you talk about me, a lot of it's just nonsense, and Scott's like,
so it's going to take a long time to go through it. But I'd love to be able to put together a kind of fly on the wall documentary, right? Just kind of following you guys around. Obviously, I don't appear in the video much. I'm behind the camera, but it would be good just to share the experience of you guys traveling around as much.
Oh
as
yeah, I thought you were going to save some to take home for a blind.
So that's
the
the
whistle pig. Oh,
a true or false about
Where'd
Bart's
the other-
misuse of slang. Yeah. I suggest that Roy make a Scotch Test Dummies quiz someday. I might do well on that one, Rasta. I bet you would.
here's one. Where did Bart first order a full meal of haggis?
Oh, that's a good one.
Anybody that's been watching?
First in.
Wow.
Where was
First
it
place,
located?
and we've had it. I had it in two places, not as a main dish. That's what I say. Where was Bart's first main dish of haggis ordered at?
I've got one now as well. Bill Dull.
Bill, don't count.
Cheat.
Gregor, no, Gregor got it.
Oh,
Bill
yeah,
don't
right
count. Bill was there.
here.
I think Bill ordered the haggis as well.
And Stewie was
Stewie
close
was
with
close.
the vault.
Faults. Yeah, yeah. Gregor, SMWS. Well done, Gregor. Okay. From Boonhaven, which bottling did Scott buy? Which wine finish was it? What wine
Good
finish?
question.
Didn't you bought one too, didn't you?
I bought one as well. It was sublime. It was just
a good one.
sublime. Everything from Boonhaven was good. Everything was really, really good.
Oh, not the Moynier, Claire. Close.
Not this time,
No,
Claire.
not
So
the
what you're
PX.
saying is
No,
Claire the
not
third
Palo.
was wrong, is what you're saying.
Not the I wanted to buy the Paulo Cortado. There it is.
Wasn't
Tom
for
Abbott
sale.
got it.
Tom Abbott, well done. Scott picked up the Amontillado cask finish. And I bet you're looking forward to getting home and cracking that one open.
The Butte. The PX cast. Okay, so the last one you taste in the Warehouse 9 tasting is the Moynier PX.
Yes.
Very good. The no, I can't even speak.
Amontillado.
Amontillado was just
A notch up.
a notch up.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have it before. I mean, they're both good. Both.
Yeah.
And actually, we've got 375, so two of the PX Moynier.
Yeah.
Not Moynier. How do you pronounce it?
Moynia.
Moynier.
Moynia Oloroso. Moynia Amontillado.
Night,
Wonderful
Whiskey
stuff.
Bowman.
Have you got a question for them before we go?
No,
I got another one.
he's good. I don't do the fly stuff. Boom.
What was
No.
what was the name of our tour guide at Boonhaven? I
Yes.
talked about that.
Who
We
took
did.
us around
I could have done
Boonhaven?
that
Yeah.
one. That one I could have done.
Question number. Well, we got to come up with at least 5 questions. That's 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got another one after this.
There you
Anything?
go. I just thought of another one too.
I got
Who
another.
fixed my phone?
Uh-oh.
No,
Nope.
not Billy, not
No.
Jess.
Billy was there. Jess was there.
Dang it.
Oh, that is
Ralphie.
right, yeah.
It's not Ralphie.
Colin.
Colin.
Bill.
Hey.
God dang
What?
it, Bill.
God dang it. You can't do that. What is he, drunk?
You got insider info, Bill. Bill, where are you? Are you back in California now?
He just
Corey
couldn't
Martin
contain
is
it.
in. Corey Martin is in. Big
Next thing
Papa.
you know, you're going to go buy the last bottle of ECBP in Scotland.
Andrew Christie's like we're just saying, see, he's doing the chimps thing right, that we
Yes,
talked about, right?
yes.
Okay, Jason, did anybody? Well,
Bill.
Bill's
No.
giving it away. Okay,
Well, I was going to go with the other one.
Go.
Bill can't say anything.
Bill, you're out.
What was the name of the first person that asked to put on my cowboy hat?
In Scotland?
Yes, not in America.
We were in Ireland before. Some people
Also
there.
not in Ireland.
Okay.
Good point.
Well,
In Scotland, the name of the first person that wanted to put on my cowboy
I don't know that.
Jean de la Cuisine just got it.
Yep. Jess.
Was it Jess?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And you have the photo.
At
You put
Boonhaven.
that photo out on Instagram.
So you weren't wearing that hat at the tasting, you were?
Oh.
You mean while you're out on tour? He means while he's out on tour.
Oh,
John
oh,
de la
oh,
Cuisine,
sure.
you got
Who
it
put
right.
on?
No,
Who
no,
put
you
it
said
on
it
at
in
the tasting?
Scotland. You said it in
I
Scotland.
did say in Scotland. Who was the person in
Did Ben wear it at SMWS?
Rolf Ebhead. At the
had
tasting.
put it on at the we switched hats.
Yeah,
Was he
you
the
had the
first
pillow
one?
on. You had the pillow.
That is true. I put on his pillow.
Thomas
Gosh.
McCrory says Ebhead.
Wow, the hat was more popular than even before we went over to Isla.
We
You're
did
right.
say in
We
Scotland.
did.
Right.
Wasn't there, now I'm thinking, wasn't there a photo when we were all standing in front of the tasting where someone else put it on there too?
Bill Dull's right again. James.
Yes.
It was James.
Yeah.
My son, James.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, nobody
Nobody
didn't talk
would've known
about
that,
we didn't
though.
talk about that.
Because
though.
that was when
We
we
didn't
got to your
talk about
house.
Well, but then we didn't talk about the
Technically-
tasting though either. People wearing the hat. We just talked about Jess at Boonhaven putting it on.
And we put it
And
out on
then one of your
Instagram.
daughters actually wore it first when I got there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Big
the hat's been round
Yeah,
everybody.
now-
it's the
now
most worn
that's
hat
a blown
on the planet.
question. My fault.
Jean de la Cuisine, you get it right, buddy. Well done.
Look at all
well
the
done for
folks
saying
that wore the hat.
the answer that
Ian
Bart was
wore
looking
the
for.
hat.
Next question.
Ian
Ready?
wore it. Go for it.
What's the nickname for Bart's favorite dessert in
I
Scotland?
knew it. I knew you were going there.
Good one. Yeah.
Bart is starting a hat business. Thanks, Danny.
Night Whiskey Geek.
Yep, Whiskey Geeks headed out. We'll be headed out soon too.
There, Tony
Boom!
Nelson got
Great,
it. He's
Ben.
been paying attention.
Boom. Bill
Good.
got it. Bill's in.
No, Tony Nelson
I know.
got it.
I'm
Oh,
just teasing.
oh. Sticky.
The
Sticky.
It is a
sticky.
sticky.
The
Sticky.
He does, Terry, he does like the spotted dick as well.
Yeah.
That
Nice
goes
to
back
see Terry
3
Dolan,
years.
and I think I spotted Josh Golladay earlier as well.
It's getting late. I better quit yelling.
So we've got a few guys from the tribe in as well. Welcome everybody. Welcome guys.
Yep, well,
But I think we're getting
We got-
close. We're getting
yeah,
close
it's
to the.
late.
We got to give Roy the story. He needs
No,
the falling
no,
down.
no. Can't.
After.
It's too
No,
late.
after.
I've still not
Nobody
had the
won't
falling
keep
down
it
It's
till
story.
down.
almost midnight.
He's got to get it. I'll give it to him on my own if you
Okay,
don't.
you do it.
If the timing's not right, it's
It's
okay.
not near as funny though.
True.
Okay,
We gotta
guys,
have you.
I'm gonna just say I need to say a few thanks, right? I need to say thanks to everybody that helped out for last weekend for that tasting, for the gathering, for everybody that helped contribute content bottles, for everybody that sat out when I overbooked it, for everybody that just made the effort to turn up and attend, not least you guys, of course. I'd like to say thanks to everybody that helped and looked after us at all the distilleries. Everybody went above and beyond. They were all curious. They were all interested in what we were doing. And it was nice to be, I think the stickers on the car helped a little bit. They weren't taken seriously. They were like, oh, we've got somebody here. But they were all very, very accommodating and generous with their time. We enjoyed some fantastic whiskies too. It was a treat. It was an absolute treat. Robert Licorice is mentioning.
He
Good to
goes
see you in,
fall
Robert.
down.
Does Robert know we shared an iron root at the tasting? Yes.
Hubris.
We had the hubris, and it blew everybody away at 29 months old.
Yep.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you for everybody for all your contributions. It was wonderful for all your gifts, especially to Macallan Fine and Rare for that wonderful whiskey that we shared on Isla. to everybody that helped out. And I'd like to say thanks to these guys for trusting in me to look after them for
That's
their first
easy.
ever week
Yeah.
in Scotland. And I'm really, really glad that I was able to hang out with you while we went round a few days. And it was a pleasure seeing you enjoy my country so much. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Roy.
everything.
Thank you. And thank
I
you.
would like to say that you did not let us down.
Nope. You did awesome.
Yep, you did awesome.
Thank you.
Everything went as planned, and it was a great time. It was a great first look, a great toe in the water look at Scotland. We're already talking about what we want to do next, and
Yes.
so thanks to you.
More will happen. If I'm allowed to implement phase 2, it's going to be even bigger and even more fun next time.
Raster says no throat punches.
We managed to avoid throat punching, right?
Yeah, there's none of that.
We did, Raster. So I'm going to raise a glass and say slant you to all my wonderful whiskey folk. Thank you all. It was an absolute blast of a week, and I hope I do it justice with the video. Until next time, slant you back.
Slàinte mhath.